Well, hi once again, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of CueSports International, I'd like to welcome you back to the 22nd U.S. Bar Table Championships here at the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno. And this is our last match of the evening in the 9-ball division. Ernesto Dominguez and Josh Roberts. And this is the 5th, 6th place match. Loser finishes 5th, 6th, and the winner will continue. And I want to express my great appreciation to my good friend Brian Butler, who has once again agreed to sit in, and he's going to take you through this match because I have no voice left. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. 1 o'clock is when we'll come back with the 8-ball stream, and Brian will give you a little more information about what's going on with the 9-ball finals and all that stuff. I just do want to mention quickly, though, the stream will go on at 10 a.m. in the morning with the ladies' semifinal in 9-ball, followed by their final. I don't know that there'll be any commentary for that. We'll try to get somebody, but otherwise we'll at least have that on the stream. So I'm going to turn it over to Brian and say thank you again very much, my friend.
No problem, Kenny.
Everybody enjoy, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
I feel like a late-night DJ here. You guys are on the East Coast. Oops. You guys on the East Coast are up late. Watching bar table 9-ball here. Well, we're in rack 1. Ernesto broke the balls. Did well with the break, but the balls have tied up. I think the 2 is tied up with the 7, and the 3 is not in a great spot either. And Josh Roberts comes to the table. Ernesto tried to play safe, but he left him an edge. But what can he do? I've heard the name Josh Roberts a lot, but I've never really seen him play before. I don't know very much about him. Clearly, he's a good player to be this far in the tournament. Ernesto executed that kick very well. Hasn't left much for Josh. Maybe a simple safety, just kind of bank the 2 over by the 4 and let the cue ball go to the other side of the table, or does he have something more aggressive in mind? Okay, he's going to try and go down here underneath the 9, going 3 rails. Underneath the 3 if he can get there. He might have. Ernesto will probably have to go to the side cushion. Difficult to say whether he's snookered with the 3 as well as the 9. He's going to try and go behind. Oh. So he had an edge and he tried to cut the 2 all the way across, which was a good effort. This is definitely a good shot for Josh now. Natural path of the cue ball takes it back down towards the 3. I think the 6 is blocking the 2-rail scratch. Well, missed the 2, and the 6 was not blocking the scratch. And again, like, when you get a chance at a game on your opponent's break, you really want to take it. And he's unhappy with how that went. Now, meanwhile, did Ernesto snooker himself on the 3, or he's got part of the ball? Can he see enough to make it? It's elevating, so he's going to bend the cue ball slightly. Well, he did not hit that very well. Not the way he meant to. So Josh didn't expect to get another trip to the table, but he did. No real shot on the 3, just a safety behind the 5-9. Probably spin in between behind the balls. It's a pretty good shot. Ernesto's another, one of the other games that he plays well is 3-cushion billiards, so he's a very good kicker. He should have a good feel for this, and he's going to probably play to make the 3. Probably won't hit this extremely hard, I wouldn't think. Playing to make it. He was playing to make it in the side. That was his sort of plan. He may have left him an edge here, though. Enough to cut the 3 in. Well, and like I say, I don't know Josh Roberts. I've never seen him play before. I don't know where he's from. But having watched him play these shots, I'm going to guess that he's from Chicago. I don't know why I think that. I just do. Well, that's the rarest thing you'll see in this whole tournament is he did not make a ball in the break. I don't think I've seen that yet. Hundreds of games. So having won the first game on Ernesto's break, now Ernesto has a chance to return the favor here in game 2. But he's going to have to come with a big shot here to get on the 2. Well, didn't want the kiss on the 6. It's getting late. It's been a long day of pool. I think both these guys are going to be a little bit tired. You would tend to favor the younger player in that situation, but that doesn't mean anything. Ernesto is a very, he's got a lot of experience. He's played a lot of late nights, I'm sure, at pool. Looks like Josh is lining up to jump at this ball. Pretty big jump. He's got to go clear 2 balls, I think. Got it. He's going to leave a shot, though. It's not an easy shot, but he's definitely left the 2 to the upper corner, upper right-hand corner. Ernesto will probably, he may just try and come straight across and play the 3 in the side, the right-hand side. Nope. Clearly he snookered Josh here. He's coming with the jump cue again. Missed another one. Well, another chance for Ernesto. This is his third chance this game. A lot hinges on whether the 7-8 are actually tied up or if they just look that way. I think they're tied up. If the 7's open, then it's a fairly routine out. But if it's not, and I kind of think it's not, then he may need to open them up. The angle isn't bad. It's not quite as much angle as he wanted, but he may have enough to go over there. If he does this shot, he's going to try and hit the 8 with the cue ball coming off the third rail. Pardon me, the second rail. Like so. Did he get a shot? It's very thin if he does. Okay, well, he was not planning to hit the 9, but he got away with it. And we're going to level the match here. 1 game each. I see Tony Harragon watching this match, so maybe Josh is from Sacramento. That's another possibility. Well, that's the thing. If you hit it too hard, the 1 ball walks its way to the middle of the end rail and you don't have a shot. But he does have a bank straight back underneath him. I feel like he might shoot at it because it lies really well. It's an easy bank to gauge. And it is a bar table. Should be able to get position, I would think. Well, I'm not sure which he shot at, but whether he shot the safety or the bank, he played them both extremely well. He did not leave a shot. The safety here, putting him behind the 4-8, looks pretty hard, or sorry, pretty workable. But he may choose to shoot the 1-8 combination. I don't think I would. I think you can lock him up so tight behind these 2 balls. Now, he did not want to brush the 8 going in. That tied up the 4-8. But he did his job in terms of getting the snooker. So Ernesto, I mean, he's got a tricky shot just to get the cue ball out of here. He's going to try and masse and spin up and hit the one rail. Well executed, and he might even get a, well, he left a shot. He had a chance to get safe. But now Josh has to deal with the 4 and the 8. slow up. So we may kind of leave the angle on, like sort of shoot and stop on the 2 and leave the angle on the 3 and go at the 4-8 that way. This looks pretty natural just to go straight into them. But can you get a shot? Okay. I think he was trying to hit the... He was trying to finesse shot, really. He was trying to just kind of brush the 4-8 and open him up that way to make sure that he had a shot, which was probably the right way to play it, but it was not much margin for error that way. But you know, when you play a breakout shot, you need to play it in a way that's going to get you a shot. So I can't really fault him. Sometimes you play a breakout and you make things worse if you do it haphazardly. That is a good safety. That's about all he had. I think Josh will probably play, well, I might play the bank here, but it looks like he's playing safe. Using the 7 as his blocker. That worked out well. And I don't think Ernesto has a rail first off the side rail to make the 4. Well, I didn't think he did, but I believe that's what he tried. Got away with it for the time being, but I think he's going to be able to lay another good snooker here. Send the 4 up to the top of the table and cue ball in behind the 7. Could have been better, but it's not bad. Well, several shots went by, and finally Josh has got himself a shot. Makes the score 2-1 for Josh Roberts. And now I'm starting to think it's more likely that he's from California, because if he was from Chicago, he would probably hold the chalk in his hand, in his bridge hand, while he shoots. Like so many guys from Chicago do. He did not change the position of his break. He's the same one that he had the last game when he didn't make a ball, but this time changed something up. made the corner ball, but the 1 walked its way to the top rail. He has a cut on it, but the 2 is still a problem. Well, he tried to cut it in, and I believe he might have been trying to put enough spin on it to move the 2. He won't be happy with this result. Okay, and just while we have a second, I want to say happy birthday to our sponsor, Masato from Kamui Tips. Today is his birthday, and it's also the 10th anniversary of Kamui products. Kamui Tips and all the Kamui products. Been around for 10 years today. Right. Masato is the owner of Kamui in Japan, and he's partnered with John Bertone here in America. They provide great products. They're sponsoring our stream. This is the official tip of the USBTC. I use one of their tips. You know, all of their products are great. The chalk, the tip tools. Puts a lot of science into his products. Ernesto scratching the break. That's the first one of this rack, of this set. And left really, you'd have to call a pretty easy layout here for Josh Roberts. Lands quite well on the 2. Good shot to land straight. That should be fine. Like to be above the 8 ideally, but it doesn't matter much. That's perfect. And this will make the score 3-2. And official cue of the U.S. Bar Table Championships, OBQs. Kamui Tips, this is the Kamui Arena. 10 years providing us all with great products. We're live on day number 2 of the 9-ball event, day number 4 of the tournament of the U.S. Bar Table Championships. There are, I think, 8 players left. It's a big match for these guys. This is the last match of the night. We will be back on the air at 10 a.m. for women's 9-ball, semifinals and finals. 8-ball begins at 1 p.m. and we'll have more of the 9-ball event in the later part of the day. I don't know the exact timing. Okay, Josh made a ball in the break. Had a good shot on the 1, and he's set up to play the 2-5 combination here. And now the 2-9. Made that look easy. That makes the lead 4-2. I'd also like to thank the other sponsors. Of course, the tables, Diamond, the cloth, Simonis, the Magic Rack, which you can see Ernesto using, and the balls, Cyclop. Well, this is one of the racks, one of the few ones I've seen where nothing's tied up. Basically make this ball go around the 2. Narrowly missed the 2, but he got there. Three passes the 7 to the lower left. I was going to say he'd play position on that, but maybe it didn't because he tried to go across the table. Didn't quite go as far as he wanted to, but he's still fine. See that he deliberately avoided playing for the 5 on the side, which gives him a few more options. Nice out by Ernesto. Takes us to 4-3. See Dan Louie there in the background. I think he's probably playing in a second chance tournament. Looks like he's pretty deep into it. So 4-3. There you go. Shot on the 1, but the 2 is tied up. Or I shouldn't say tied up. It's available to the side, left-hand side, or, well, pardon me, that's where it's available, and that's it. He may play to move it here. That's what he tried, and he did an excellent job. It's a little thin on the 2 to the side. It's not ridiculous to bank it, but I think he may try and cut it in and use the 9 as an anchor to stop the cue ball. If it lies the way I see it. Okay, he missed the 2. Got a pretty nice roll. I thought he had action to make the 9 on that shot as well. And so did he. But that's not what happened. Now Ernesto has a problem because the 7 is right in the way of where he wants to kick this ball, going 2 rails. I don't see another real way to get to it unless he can kind of come between the 3 and the 7, and okay, he's going to tie up the 3-7 because he didn't really have a good kick. I don't think the 4-8 look like they're tied up as well, so that's probably why he felt like this was a good strategy. It's hard to tell for sure, but I'm pretty sure the 4 is not, doesn't go past the 8. So if you're Josh, I think you probably play to open the 3 here and see if you can open it in such a way that you might get a shot to either open the 4 or play safe on the 4. He'd like to split those 2 balls. Did not do it. Now he'll probably try and play safe down underneath the 9. Or he could just brush the 3 and land on top of the 7. Coming down underneath the 9. Not bad, but not great. Ernesto has kind of a tiki shot to, does he, to possibly get him behind the 7? Soft kick behind the 3, then the rail, and then walk in behind the 7. Is that there? Oh, okay, he had this, which would not be great, or is a good shot in view of the fact that the 4 is tied up. Josh can kick in the 3, but it's just going to put him into more trouble. So if he does kick the 3, he's got to kick it really hard. He's got to try and hit the 2nd rail before the 3, and then go around the 7. Something like that. And still he ends up snookered. Without a very easy kick at the 4 either. He may have to tie those balls up. Tie the 5 up with the 4. Now the problem becomes, is this 4 hittable even with ball in hand? And if it's not, that's what Ernesto is looking at it. If it's not, he'll just give it back to him. But, or he could use his ball in hand to just roll the 9 in there. Okay, this is way better. But, you know, sometimes that lies where the ball is so buried that there's no way to hit it, so best move is just to let your opponent foul. good shot. Those are always tricky. Well, we're back to tied up at 4 each. It's a race to 9. It's in the loser's bracket, so the loser is out. And I believe the winner advances to 5th, 6th. Okay, he broke those quite a bit harder. And I think he'll be happy with that result. Nothing tied up. Shot on the 1. Just got to hit it soft enough to get the 1 both into the pocket and also hold for the 2, but looks like he can do that. I could be wrong. It might be thinner than I think. Last thing you want to do is not get the 1 in, to the pocket. He may go up and down. No, he had tons of room. And this is going to take Ernesto to 5-4. Forgot to mention, of course, that the other sponsor is, of course, the host, Grand Sierra Resort and Casino in Reno, Nevada. And a fine hotel it is. This is my 3rd trip here. I've enjoyed the event both times, or sorry, each of the previous times I've been here. Oh, they got a little out of line here. He's hoping to hold that for the 3. So all he had to do is basically shoot and stop. The cue ball is now going away from the 4. And so he is going to have to work out a path to get it back down, kind of like to where it is now, or better. Does he do that with high left? Come on, one rail? Just like that. A little firm. Hopefully can just use the 9 to hold the cue ball. I might move the magic rack for this shot. But he didn't, and it's fine. Now he moves it. There's no balls anywhere near it. Probably go 3 rails between the 8 and the 9 here. Inside the 8 and the 9, that's fine too. Just stop or pull the cue ball back 6 inches, I think. And provided he makes the 8 and 9, we're back to 5-5. I came to one U.S. bar table tournament in the old venue at the Sands, which hosted pool for, gosh, 20 years more. And it was pretty cramped in that room. This is the exact opposite. I think they have 50,000 square feet here for this room. So much room they have more than is needed. Works so well. There's lots of room between the tables. There's, plenty of seating. Neither of which we had at the old location. Well, that's practically a sledgehammer for this tournament that he just used the break there. He got rewarded too, straight in, well, not straight in, but almost straight in on the 1. Pretty straightforward position on the 2. On the opposite side. Could probably just shoot and stop here if he wanted to. Shoot the 3 in the corner. Why not? Or he could roll forward a foot, shoot the 3 in the side. Tied up here, so I don't think, and he ended up dead straight on the 3, I think, so it's a little tricky to get on the 4. He could stop, he could roll forward and play the 4 in the right hand corner. That looks like what he's chosen. How's his angle? Maybe a little too straight. He may have to go forward. From here, it looks like he has enough to just punch over for the 7. And he did. So this should put him back on top, 6 games to 5. Well, he didn't end up with a shot off the break. Well, I mean, he has a shot, but it's not very easy. Probably going to play safe. This looks pretty good. That was well done, but Ernesto has some options here for kicking. I have to think he's going to hit the one. He's trying to work out a plan for how to hit it. And that looks pretty darn good if the speed is right. See, he kicked the ball towards traffic with the speed that he felt would keep it near the traffic, and it worked. Josh looks like he's kicking one rail. Oh, that's not bad. He was in a little bit of trouble, so he contained the situation. It's possible the 4 is tied up, by the way, and doesn't pass the 5. I can't tell for sure, but that could be a factor. Another good shot from Ernesto. Josh is in trouble here. The only real kick that I can see to get to the 1 is kind of like between the 2 and the 3. And that may not even be there either because the 9 is kind of in the path. He'd have to hit the end rail, the top rail, and spin in there. He might be wise to tie up to 8-9, which is what I think he's going to do here. He won't be happy if the 8 ended up over the pocket. I'm sorry, but I can't quite tell whether the 8 goes in the side or not. I don't think it does. I don't think the 4 passes the 5. You guys can see the 4-5 there on the screen. So he may play here to make the 1 and open up the 4-5, planning to play the 2-3 combination next. All right. Now he's looking at the 4. And if it doesn't go, he'll be kind of kicking himself for not looking at that 1 shot ago. He sort of said, wow, so now I think it really doesn't pass the 5. So he moves it. Well done. He doesn't seem to be too worried about the 8-9. It's either the 8 goes or the 8-9 is dead. Because he could have moved it then. It's a big game here. If Ernesto wins it, it's going to put him at 7, needing 2 and breaking. I think he's probably playing for the 8-9 combo. That's what I feel. A little bit of high right. Go 2 rails. And just land dead straight if you can. Very nice. Breaks hard again. Seems like he's found a good way to break to get the shot at the 1. Nothing's tied up. I'd say Ernesto is a pretty good favorite to go on the hill from here. I believe he can sort of cut the 1 in and play a lot of right-hand English to spin the cue ball back down towards where he's shooting from to get on the 2. Doesn't have to hit it too hard, just kind of let the spin do the work here. So watch out for the side pocket, though. It's a big pocket. It wasn't big if he had cut the 1 in cleanly, but because he hit it a little thicker, that brought the side pocket back into play and has slightly complicated this rack. So he's going to come with a little shot here to try and draw down for the 4. To be honest, I think he was trying to draw it more and play the 4 on the side, but he ended up with a pretty darn good shot in the corner. And he'll just, in my opinion, just pull it to the side rail. Oh, dear. Well, he snookered himself. That's a big error. I feel like, and I hate to second guess the guy, but I feel like he could have played that softer and just played to hit the rail and just stopped there. Whatever the plan was, it didn't come off, and the kick has not worked either. Josh Roberts has a shot at the 5. With easy position to the 6. The diamond tables bounce so fast, though, sometimes it's really easy for the cue ball to get away from you when if you just let go of your concentration for a second sometimes. Let the cue ball hit the rail a little too fast. From years of playing on tables with slightly softer rails. And the next thing you know, you're snookered, which is exactly what happened to Ernesto, and now he's looking at, instead of going on the hill at 8-5, the score is 7-6, Josh is breaking. It was a pretty good favor from right now to level it at 7-all. He still has to, of course, do it. Go. Couldn't ask for a better spread. One's over the pocket. Basically just needs to hit this with good speed to get a shot on the 4. Touch of left English to make sure that it bounces back into the middle of the table. Watch out. Well, he didn't play that shot properly. He was looking to go, well, I'm not sure if he was trying to go around the 7 or in front of it. I think he was trying to go around it. Still pretty workable. Just make the ball, basically. Cue ball should go right across the table and shoot the 8 in the opposite corner. I believe they'll just shoot and stop. 9 goes in the opposite corner, lower left. Ooh, he's lucky that one in. Well, not pretty, but he did it. 7-7. Basically looking at a coin flip from here. Ernesto, I would have to say, based on the way he's breaking, probably will win more than half the game, the sets from here. Little wick on the 1 with the 2, but I don't think it was enough to prevent him from cutting the 1 in. Even if it was, he's got a bank on the 1, pretty much straight in. Played the bank. No problem. Routine from here. Well, it should have been, but I think he let the cue ball get away from him slightly. Still in fine position. Play some inside here to hold for the 8. That is perfect. So Ernesto Dominguez goes on the hill first, 8-7. Gets a standing ovation from some guys in the audience. So can Josh level it? Well, he likes this layout, except the 4-5 is a little tricky. Judging by how he approached it, it looks like he's going to key towards playing the combination. Where is he from here? Let's see. He's going to move the 4. Oh, he went right around it. That seemed... I don't necessarily want to say haphazard because I'm sure he had a plan for how to hit the 4. Well, he's shooting at the combo from here. Must be a big shot. Missed it. Missed it. Left Ernesto the shot he needs to take the match. He won't be happy with himself. I think he approached that rack just a little bit too quickly. But it was never going to be easy. Got a little bit on the wrong side of the 8, so the last bit of drama is getting on the 9, but I mean, he's going to do it. We all know that. Well, I say that. He kind of could have been better, but I'm sure he'll make the 9. That's the match. Ernesto wins 9-7. All right, well, that's it for tonight. The stream resumes, like I said before, at 10 a.m. for women's 9-ball, semifinals, and finals. 8-ball starts at 1 p.m., and the remainder of the 9-ball tournament will be played tomorrow starting, I would guess, in the late afternoon. We don't have the exact time, but probably 3, 4 o'clock, something like that. And that's it. For Ken Shuman, I'm Brian Butler, and that's the end of the night. Thanks very much.